Uncle and Auntie, by now, all of you would have heard how Venezuela's warship threatened ExxonMobil out there, telling them to get off their waters. When I saw that, I smiled, shook my head and said, this is only the beginning of what is to come. Because this game that is playing out right before our eyes today, Uncle and Auntie, is nothing new. This game is straight from the playbook of the global exploiters. Yes, Kevin, the same blueprint the rich and powerful nations have used for decades to loot countries' wealth. First, create conflict between neighboring countries and sow divisions within the country, steal the wealth, destroy the country, and leave the people in poverty and hunger. That is what you call divide and conquer. That is how they have always done it, Uncle. Stir up conflict, create division in the country, and set neighbors against each other. While they're making the US billions, yes, the people are fighting over borders, elections, and party. That is step one. Step two, they use our politicians, professionals, and our very own media houses and journalists to make it look like they are here to help the country and its people, when in fact they are here for only two things: to loot and continue looting. Look at this strategy. They disguise themselves as partners and development champions. They parade themselves around the country with donations, building stadiums, handing out little school supplies, setting up dental centers at UG, sponsoring T20 cricket, all to make you guys feel they care. But while you are clapping for a dental chair, while you're cheering for a cricket match, handing out kites, yes, while you're smiling for a school renovation, they're robbing this country of billions behind your back. They dangle a dollar at you as donations while they're snatching away billions in the shadows. Yeah, man. While you, the citizens, argue with each other and the politicians are trapped in border disputes, the real players, yes, Uncle, the real thieves flying out the country with billions of US dollars of our wealth unchecked. By the time the people catch themselves, the country is left with nothing but debts, destruction, pollution, and a handshake that says, thank you, Guyana. It was nice doing business with you. This exact script has played out in almost every African, Asian, and Arabian countries with corrupt and incompetent leaders. And today, that same story is unfolding before our very eyes with Guyana and Venezuela. Hear me, Kevin? Venezuela making noise about their rights to Guyana's oil waters. Guyana leaders playing defense but not fighting for a better oil deal in their own country. And while all this back and forth is going on, ExxonMobil and the other foreigners looting our mineral fields, yes, sitting back, laughing, because no matter what happens, Uncle, they will always come out the winner. Y'all think ExxonMobil cares if Guyana and Venezuela fight in the courts, in the news, or in the streets? Kevin? No, 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 uncle. No, my sister. No, my brother. As long as we are busy fighting, as long as no one watching, no one monitoring, they are happy moving out. Yes, moving out our wealth in the billions. That is how they design the con. Poke fire between two neighbors, stir up trouble with the family at the front door, and by the time them catch themselves, yes, everything is gone from the house. Guyana, uncle, should have been one of the richest nations in the world right now, from that unprecedented oil discovery alone. Guyana was supposed to be the powerhouse of the universe. Not Glenn Lall saying that, you know, people. Those words came straight from the mouth of ExxonMobil and their partners themselves. But instead of wealth and prosperity, look at where we are today. On the verge of a border dispute, drowning in debt and begging for more loans to prop up our 2025 budget. Tell me how this thing makes sense, Kevin. Wake up, my brothers. Wake up, my sisters. Wake up, Guyana. This is not about borders. This is about who wants to take total control over me and you resources. Yes, our wealth, uncle. In the midst of this grand con game, this provocation with Venezuela, our young president met with the opposition leader, Aubrey Norton. Uncle, auntie, what was discussed, Glenn Lall doesn't know. But I can tell you guys this. This is the second time only in 4 years that these two leaders have met. And both times it was about Venezuela. You hear that, Kevin? These two leaders cannot see eye to eye on anything else. They don't have one word to say to each other about the biggest threat this country faces day after day with our resources. But they can meet in an instant to talk about Venezuela and its threat. I would leave you, uncle and auntie, to decide for yourselves whether this Venezuela threat is aimed at Guyana or to ExxonMobil. You hear that? I am not putting my mouth into that. Venezuela claiming Exxon is in their waters, and President Ali is saying Exxon is in Guyana waters. I will leave it right there for now, uncle. Like I said, I am not pushing my mouth into anything that I don't know and I can't stand up for. This is too big for my paycheck or my rank. Clear there,
Clear.
Kevin? Thank you. But I could tell all of you this. These two leaders, President Ali and opposition leader Norton, can meet immediately over the Venezuela threat. But they have never met to speak with one voice to correct another threat to Guyana, that ExxonMobil deal. The same deal that would leave generations to come in poverty and hunger. No, uncle. They can't meet to fix that, but they can meet instantly for a Venezuelan threat. These two men have never met to take a stand together on ring-fencing the oil projects. Uncle, ring-fencing is not a threat. Ring-fencing is where the Guyanese people are being raped and robbed. The two of them wouldn't meet to discuss why Guyanese are getting that miserable 14.5% from this oil, when Suriname, Trinidad, Brazil, Belize, and the rest of the oil-producing world walking home with over 60 or 70 and even 80% from every barrel of their oil. They wouldn't meet to address why the country is drowning in a $5 billion US debt, despite collecting $6 billion in revenue from the oil alone. The two of them would meet to address the auditor's findings that ExxonMobil has been robbing the Guyanese people of billions through shady expenses and inflated costs. No. But they can meet instantly on a threat from Venezuela. I can feel the breeze blowing, Kevin. I am feeling the air in this studio. Changes is on the horizon, people. Uncle and Auntie, they wouldn't meet to discuss putting our own meters at the Exxon's pump to track exactly how much oil is being pumped and shipped out daily. No. They don't have time for that. They can't meet to secure Guyana and the region from an oil spill, a disaster that would wipe out our environment, poison our waters for generations to come, cripple our way of life, and destroy our economy. No, uncle. They can't meet to discuss that. But they can meet in a matter of hours. Yes, for this deliberate provocation designed to keep the nation and its people distracted, while Exxon walking out the country with billions of US unchecked monthly. Tell me, Guyana, who these people are really working for? Me and you? I want all of you to understand something, my friends. I am not in support of Venezuela threatening us. Let us get that out the way. What I want is for both men to use that same energy, that same urgency to tackle the biggest threat we are facing as a people and a region, the oil spill risk, the missing oil money, and our stolen prosperity. That is my concern, people, and that should be every citizen's concern too. Uncle, these two men wouldn't meet to demand that Exxon pay taxes on every barrel of oil, like the rest of the oil-producing country does. No. Losing billions of US dollars yearly and have your people starving is not a threat or important to them. President Ali and Aubrey Norton wouldn't meet to install a team of experts, a group of professionals to take control and properly manage this US trillion-dollar oil industry.